Hello, welcome to Ringsend, or what they call Raytown down here. Well, I was hoping to say hello to you from halfway up the giant ESB chimney stack behind me, what new Ringsend resident poet Paul Durkin calls the Eiffel Tower of Ringsend. And it seems appropriate because the two giant stacks dominate the Dublin skyline. And nationwide, the name Ringsend is probably best known as the site of the ESB generating station at Poolbeg. Before it was Poolbeg, the ESB station was known as the Pigeon House. Now, I was raised around here and I always thought it was called the Pigeon House because it looks like the kind of place where you'd expect to find a lot of pigeons, but not so. It was called after a man called John Pidgeon, who spelt his name with a D, and he was the caretaker and watchman when they were building the great south wall along the south shore of the Liffey. Ringsend gets its name from the Gaelic Rinn-Ann, which is the point of the tide, because it sits here where the River Dodder, flowing from Cupure, flows into the Liffey before the two of them flow on out into Dublin Bay. When you come to a place like this, there's no point in stumbling your way blindly around. You might as well find a good guide, and I found a man who knows more about Ringsend than anybody else. His name is Lyrics, or down here they pronounce it Lyrics Murphy. Now, Ringsend is still very much a town that has the sea in its blood, isn't it?
Without a doubt, the village, yeah.
And were there lots of fishing vessels here up to quite recent times?
Well, at the turn of the century was over 100 fishing smacks in Ringsend.
And where would they have been now exactly? Down where the new bridge is it?
From the new bridge down to the Pigeon House.
Now, was Ringsend, was it a poor town?
Without a doubt, the same as the inner city, but we were more of a nautical-minded people. You know, we could always knock out something or other, you know, in Ringsend, whereas the city people hadn't, such as we could go fishing. If you weren't a fisherman, you were a bottle blower or a bottle maker, and there was always something going, or get out and shoot out the nets at night and you'd get maybe a few salmon or something else and kept you going.
Was there a strong sense of community in Ringsend at that time?
Without a doubt, yeah. I remember there. Now, as I said, the ray wasn't markable, but it was eatable. And we used to have the ray hanging out on the lines for months. Now, you know, the ray goes after about a week. It goes off, but the sun has, whatever reaction the sun has on it, it cures it again. And you'd see in the alleyways and laneways in Ringsend, be hanks of ray hanging out everywhere. So you felt like hungry or there was nothing else on the menu. You go out and cut it down and into the pot with it and share the big plate. Call your neighbours and everyone shared on the big plate. You know, you used to say, ray up your back. You'll never get lumbago or the slip disc or what have you. You keep eating ray.
Is that how Ringsend got the name Raytown?
That's correct, yeah, meeting ray.
Now, the other thing about Ringsend is that it was very much a Protestant village.
Without a doubt it was a Protestant town. Ringsend was formed by the Protestants. And they had a nice word for the English people, they used to say. And they'd emphasise it in the bracket, Protestants. Irishtown was more of a ghetto for such as the Murphys and the Burns and the Healys and you name them, the Pullens or the Irish names anyway.
And does the Protestant tradition still survive in Ringsend today?
Not so much now. I think they done better for themselves. They moved out to up to Sandymount, that's salubrious place up off Irishtown Road, continuation of Irishtown Road.
Lyrics, were there great characters in Ringsend in the old days?
Oh, indeed there was, yeah. Brute force and ignorance with some of them. And you get a few jars.
And they're great nicknames?
Great nicknames, yeah. Innocent, a lot of innocent people. Such as Abilene Deity, Abbot Deity. Chase the corpse, shave the corpse, one more bucket, salty feet, tear the head, not more light heart.
Tell me this, Lyrics, what is the one thing about Ringsend that endears itself to you most?
The sea. I love going down to the point, as we say, down the Tarncastle Street and looking down the river and looking at the ships coming from all parts of the world. And it gives you a long vision, more so than inner city people. We have that vision. The ships may be coming from China, Timbuktu, or Archangel with a load of timber, or ships coming from Casablanca with phosphorates, and from all parts of the world.